Hello guys, my name is Faiz Nabilla, and now I will tell you a little bit story of the last of the Mohicans novel that I have read before. Okay, the summary is Cora and Alice Munro, daughters of Lieutenant Colonel Munro, are traveling with Mayor Duncan Hayward from Fort Edward to Fort William Henry, where Munro is in command and acquire another companion in David Gamut, a singing teacher. They are guided through the forest by a native named Makwa, who leads them through a shortcut unaccompanied by the British militia. Hayward is dissatisfied with Magwa's shortcut, and the party roams unguided and finally joined Neti Bumpo, a scout for the British, and his two Mohicans friends that, that are Chingat Guk and his son Unkas. They are attacked there by the Hurons and their ammunition is soon exhausted. Knowing they will be killed, Hawkeye and the Mohicans escape with a promise to return for their companions. And the next day, Hawkeye leads the party to Fort Henry. Passed aside by the French army, Munro sends Hawkeye to Fort Edward for reinforcement, but he is captured by the French, who deliver him to Fort Henry without the letter. Hayward returned to Colonel Munro and announces his love for Alice. And Munro gives his permission for Hayward's courtship. The French general invites Munro to a parley and shows him a General Webb's letter. And next one day, Uncas and Hawkeye being held prisoner with Alice, Cora and Hayward by the Delawares. Magua enters the Delaware village and demands the return of these prisoners. During the ensuing council meeting, Uncas is revealed to be a Mohican, a once dominant tribe closely related to the Delawares. While the Delawares are preparing for battle, David Gamut escapes the Heron village and tells his companions that Magua has positioned his men in the woods between the Huron and Delaware village. Undeterred, Uncas, Hawkeye, Hayward, Gamut, and the Delawares march in the woods to fight the Hurons. In the ensuing battle, the Delawares are joined by Chingachgook and Munro and ultimately vanquish the Hurons and capture their village. But Makwa escapes with Cora and two other Hurons up to a high mountain. In a fight at the edge of a cliff, one of the Hurons kills Cora, Gamut kills one of the Hurons, Magua kills Uncas, and Hawkeye kills Magua. And the next is the creative phrase from this novel. The first is, should we distrust the man because his manners are not our manners, and that his skin is dark? And the next is, when the white man dies, he thinks he is at peace, but the red men know how to torture even the ghosts of their enemies. And the third is, when a man consults much with people, continued Hawkeye, if they are honest and he know knave love will grow up at wisdom. And the next is During this act of friendship, the two young men exchange looks of intelligence, which caused Duncan to forget the character and condition of his wild associate. And the next is tell them that the being we all worship under different names will be mindful of their charity and that the time shall not be distant when we may assemble around his throne without distinction of sex or rank or color. The next is God gave him enough and yet he wants all, such as the pale face. Next, he saved my life in the coolest and readiest manner, and he has made a friend who never will require to be reminded of the debt he owes. He owes. Next is every trail has its end, and every calamity brings its lesson. And the next is wisdom is sometimes given to the young as well as to the old. He said, and what you have spoken is wise, not to kill it by a better word. And the last is, and I tell you that he who is born a Mingo will die a Mingo. Return the other positively, Mohawk. No, give me a dull way. Maybe just that what I can deliver to you all. Thank you very much and see you.